a lot of action down bottom. So let's see your buy. You went what the fuck did you just build? Nah, what? Oh my god, it's rough. Okay. Oh fuck, my Discord was muted. Okay, now they can hear you. Okay. Sorry. My apologies. Fuck. Okay. Cannot hear him. Yeah, okay. You can hear him now. All right. This is Gunny, everyone. Fuck.
What's up, guys?
Let's just start over. Everyone start over. Okay, I gotta take my sweater off. Jesus. I hate, bro. The technical management that comes with a stream is fucking. It's actually a little bit intense. All right, one second.
I felt that.
All right. We're good. Okay, let me turn this motherfucker down. Life is good. Okay. Now they can hear you. You're perfect. You're supporting the boy with offering some potential coaching content. All right. So let's get started. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we're going to disable the Lobo. There we go. Okay, so I think stream is good. So let's talk about draft. You're RG on the one side, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Wait, did you get the idea from the Seraphine? Oh, wait, no, you got counterpicked. Okay, so they open Gragas, you go Zeri Volibear. The Volibear's jungle, obviously.
Yeah.
So what do you think, like, what was the reasoning behind that round that we said Zeri and Volibear together?
So, thinking back on it, the ADC wanted to play Zeri.
Yeah.
I personally do not do really good. I don't do well with Zeri as an ADC because I feel like Zeri just wants to kind of chill and ramp up, right?
100%, yep.
So it's against the style that I play.
Yep.
And they picked right after we showed Zeri and Volibear, they picked Jinx. So I was kind of stuck there.
And then you go, what is this pick that I can't see?
1 second.
It would have been their mid laner, I think.
Lissandra.
Okay, cool. All right. So I want to open up just with some draft theory stuff first, because you already know me. I always talk about draft because I think draft is like incredibly important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Volibear and Zeri have opposite themes, right? Zeri wants to play for mid-late game, and Volibear wants to play for purely early game, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's really weird to pair them together. So I think like as a team, you guys need to have a bit of an idea with what sort of like loose style you want to go into the draft doing, right? Because if anyone's proposing the idea of an early pick Volibear, your jungle's on the page of I want to get a shit ton of chaos going in the game early, and your AD carry is kind of like one of you, like either the jungler or the AD carry, is griefing the other by picking the exact opposite champion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're never getting prio bottom with Zeri, right? Almost never, like especially because you're offering up counterpick. So early pick Zeri says we're going to play super chill, super safe, super scaling, and Volibear has to generate turret dives, has to generate a lot of chaos early. So you're playing away from Volibear's strengths, right?
Yes.
So already I don't like the Zeri pick paired with Volley. They go Jinx, Lissandra, which is they've answered the Zeri, and Volibear is also terrible into Gragas because of the disengage displacement options, right? So and then you guys respond Victor. So you guys have scaling in 2 lanes now, negative prio in 2 lanes now, which is really suspect, right? So now, Volibear doesn't have any options. He has to win top lane. So you guys, your only way to save this draft is with like a turbo counterpick top lane, and we're talking like, I don't know, like a really good Renekton spot, or like a fucking, I don't know, what else? What else can go like absolutely apeshit crazy first 9 levels? I don't know, but you kind of get the picture that I'm painting.
Yeah.
Right, you guys have too much scaling. So you open Seraphine, which is you're checking the boxes of like giving Volibear an enchanter, giving Zeri an enchanter, but I don't love. Actually, I like the Seraphine, but I don't love your comp as a whole, right? And I've already kind of outlined that. So then they go Emilio, which is really good to enable Jinx, and then Cassante. I think I've had the opinion. I'll ask you ahead of time. How did the Seraphine feel into Milio? Because I think I have the opinion that Seraphine could be a counter to Milio. Just the fact that she
Um,
can play from such range and super
yeah,
scale as well, right?
it felt good. Um, just I could not trade back a lot of damage that was being made with Jinx and Emilio, because of Zeri.
Because of Zeri, yes.
Like nothing against the ADC that played. It is just the champion Zeri.
Yep.
I couldn't trade. We couldn't trade back anything. So a lot of the times, we would try to trade, and it will always come out favored Jinx Emilio, because Jinx just rockets and Emilio just W's, and it just
Yeah,
outtrades us
yeah,
all
yeah.
the time.
All right. So let's hop in and see what we see. Okay, we're gonna do that. Cool, cool. All
Well,
right.
coming into the fight, this game, um, we initially were thinking that we would be able to have Volibear just come bot.
Yeah,
But even then, it was hard for him to come bot. It was the game was hard. Like we had a really good lead in the beginning, mid top, and I think we threw the game
yeah.
pretty hard.
Okay. So let's look at just like basic rune setups. Predator Gragas, that sounds kind of weird, but that's not you. That's fine. Summon Airy. You've got your Ignite here. And then, so you've got a lane dominant setup with the Absolute Focus Scorch, and you're beside a Zeri, so I don't love your rune setup, and I don't think Ignite is gonna net you a kill either.
Yeah,
Because
it
like,
did.
because I'm kind of thinking like, in this game, like I said, you have scaling mid, you have scaling bot, so you have to play for top, and he went for Camille, which is like, Camille's a scaler as well, so I don't love it, but the thing that is good about Camille is it's a lane you can play off of. So I would say Volibear should path top lane, right? And just try to get
Yeah.
the Camille like super far ahead. And then you guys just chill bottom. So then in this case, you would go like heal, you would go Gathering Storm, and you would go Transcendence, right? Because your cooldown, your W is your like biggest ability, right?
Yeah,
And
that
then
cooldown is nuts.
additionally into that, grabbing. I like what you did here. Additionally into that, grabbing. I said heal, and then grabbing free boots, and I think the biscuits is probably fine. Yeah, yeah. I'd go free boots and biscuits here. Just because there's no skill shots that you're really like. Milio Q is like one of the only skill shots. Like you're not dodging hooks in this lane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the first like 14 minutes, there's not going to be a tremendous amount of value from early purchasing boots versus just like powering your mythic, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So let's see what happens in the early lane phase, and then we'll see some of the events. Okay. What do we start first? Yeah, Q, that's correct. Good. Um,
So my thought process here is try to get poke as much poke as you can without uh receiving too much poke back.
yep, that's fine. So we talked about this last time we did a coaching session, and I talked about like you autoing the wave like way more, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So right now you going for a ward is kind of trolling your level 2, right? Because you missed XP on a caster here,
Yes, I did.
and you're not going to hit 2 on time. So if you guys are 2 and Gragas decides to 3 camp you, right? And these guys are 2 as well, do you guys die? And I would say the answer is no. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can
Pretty good.
skill anything you want. You can skill E, you can skill W if you feel like you're in trouble. And with your Echo W, and if you're in like a shit ton of trouble, like they commit sums, you can flash out, right?
Yeah.
Or you could heal early if you took heal. But like that's you didn't do that this game, which is fine. But you're not actually killable on the 3 camp in this lane matchup. Like if it goes horrifically wrong, you will probably just have to flash out.
Okay.
right? I think I think Milio's kill pressure early is really low. I think Gragas going for a 3 camp here would open up a lot of options for Volibear
Yeah, we
to
were
go topside.
thinking that he would go 3 camp bot.
Right.
Uh, cause last
So
game he tried to camp us like that.
so TLDR with that is ward. You can ward Tribrush before the wave crashes, like before the first wave. I'm talking back here,
Yeah.
right? You can ward Tribrush before this, or you don't need the ward at all.
Okay.
Because if you hit 2 on time, which you could have if you were auto attacking, you wouldn't be at threat of dying to the gank, right?
Okay.
The only way you die to a gank here is if you're level 1, but because you guys started in lane, you didn't leash, you have push prio, right? If you're auto attacking on cooldown, and they are too, right?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, so first like note that I'm making is like you need to auto attack just way more, and you don't need to worry about Tribush vision if you've already planned ahead, which is if you're 2 and Gragas is 3, do you die? And I think if you just level W or you throw 2 E's in his face, if he flashes it, you flash as well, and that's fine.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened. I didn't get the level 2
Yep. So now you're
because I missed the
fine.
minion.
You need to recover the wave right now, so like they've got this extra minion here. So I would spam a Q like on Jinx's head right now so that it splashes on the whole wave to get push again. Right? Because yes, you are weak side, but you don't want to give them a fuck ton of push because they're going to be
Yeah.
autoing a lot right now. So if you let them wave stack on you, you're in trouble. Just because they're going to get a better buy right now. Because you're not playing to kill each other, you're playing for economy, right?
Okay.
So pushing equal to what they do is beneficial to you guys because you're not really gankable here. Zeri can cheat E through the whole like lane once she's 3 or whatever. So you're not really worried about that stuff, right? So
Okay.
I would say, like, again, you need to be auto-attacking a lot more on the minions. Like, just the healthy ones, right? Because you don't want to fuck with Zeri's last hits, but just don't let these guys push you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, your trading stance is really good. You're hitting your skill shots, you're doing well with that, but you're not utilizing the free shit, which is just auto-attacking, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because what your wet dream right here is to push just a little bit faster than them. Because now you like can almost 100% deduce that Gragas can't be bottom anymore, right? You've
Yeah. At this
waited the
point, yeah.
timer. So what you want is to get enough push so that Zeri can position herself exactly here, so that she can throw her W over the alcove wall to poke with. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's like Zeri's kind of wet dream when she can actually poke with her W instead of using it to like constantly push back. This is okay. But yeah, you're falling really, really far behind on the wave. So I would use
Yeah.
a couple Qs on the wave
Uh,
just to get it splashing.
Because we don't want it to crash, right?
Yeah, you don't want it to crash. Because if I'm the Jinx right here, I'm going to push, I'm going to back, and I'm going to buy Cull. And then I'm going to pole vault myself over your Zeri. Right? That's the idea anyway. She didn't execute it like properly, but that's her idea. What's going on up here? Why are you so God damn.
Yeah. Spamming.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have, or you do have biscuits. Yeah, this is okay. That's fine. They're getting jungle intel. You see Gragas, you have all the info. I would say pushing this just slightly faster, and then you want to build this wave and then crash and base, right? And what I mean by that, so what you're doing right now is perfect. The wave is going to come in, and then you fast shove the next, so you shouldn't be interacting with the champions here. All of that mana should have been spent on the next wave right here. If you one-shot this wave and run back to base, you can get a huge like buy off, and they can't match the buy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because the worst they can do there is threaten to freeze, and if they threaten freeze, these minions will these minions will die, and you won't get XP or gold on them. But that's worth the trade-off for Jinx and Milio to be stuck in lane.
Yeah, because
Does that make
we'll
sense?
be item ahead, right?
Yes, yes. You're gonna come back with like fucking what would you buy? You would buy Ruby Crystal and Fairy Charm, so you would have like infinite mana and infinite HP, right? So you're like
Okay,
piss
okay.
chilling on those items, right? Um, or if you wanted to get a roam off, you could go boots, but I'd say you're just chilling right now. Um, so that's how I would play that out. You want to spam the wave, insta kill the wave, and then just leave, so that Jinx has to deal with the fat wave in her face.
Okay. Yep, yep. And then we'll have like prio for dragon at that point too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
So yeah, you have to like identify like what's your win condition, Seraphine Zeri versus Jinx Milio, and it's not kills. You should never be trying to kill. That's why I said like the ignite is kind of a waste of resource, because you can't kill them. They're unkillable, right? Like long story short, you guys can't ever kill them.
Yeah, yep.
So you're not trying to kill each other. You're trying to play the best economic game, and you're trying to service your jungler the best you can, right? So
Okay, yep.
when they have a big wave in their face, you're taking dragon. When they have a big wave in your face, you're roaming mid. You're doing things with your jungler, etc., etc. Right?
Yep.
Roaming mid kind of sucks though, because
It's
obviously,
a victor.
yeah. So how does this guy die? I just want to see it. Is top lane balance this patch?
The Camille is pretty good.
Like your top
The,
lane teammate?
yeah,
Oh,
he's
this is
pretty
Chad on Volibear. Oh, that's why
good.
you guys picked Volibear. Okay, that's fucking awesome. Nah, Chad must have been fuming about your team comp. Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would lose it. Okay, good gank, good gank. Okay, let's see. So now you got Chad down here. So yeah, you guys should never be trying to kill them. You push and you dragon. That's the best way to hurt the Jinx Milio combo.
Okay.
Like this probably works. No, it even doesn't work. Yeah, and you have to burn everything defensively. So that sucks, right? And that should just never have been attempted because Milio's like really fucking good at playing defensive, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was annoying as hell.
Chad, after 14 hours of working Lamau, don't mind the mindless gameplay. I mean, you're playing well, but I already... So what you missed, Chad, is I was talking about the team comp. You have triple scaling lanes, and you picked Volibear. So either you needed to not pick Volibear, or you needed 2 out of your 3 lanes to pick early game shit. Like, this is, like, unacceptable. I would never say Volibear can function in this environment, because you don't have prio anywhere, and you don't have kill pressure in many lanes. So you're really good to go top and get that first blood. But, yeah, this is cursed. So then the failed a gank attempt, the gank attempt should have always been a push and dragon instead of this stuff. So then instead, you guys went for the gank and you blew a bunch of sums, but you blew a bunch of your sums as well, and you're giving dragon. So that's like... Yeah, you picked Volibear early. You did. But you picked Volibear and Zeri in the same rotation, which is really rough because you already are showing one lane will not be played off of by the Volibear. So then if any other
Yeah.
lanes, like you don't have infinite counter picks, so you need to early pick like when you're going for Volibear, you need to early pick Jinx, you need to early pick Tristana, you need to early pick just something else with playmaking. So that you have some semblance, or even like a utility. You can even go utility marksman if you really want to play Ashe or that early. If you want to play Varus, like these things are what Volibear wants, right?
Yeah. I think the ADC wanted to try the Zeri.
Yeah, and this was just a scrim, right? Is that what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
gathering?
scrim, scrim.
Okay, cool. So a lot of action down bottom. So let's see your buy. You went what the fuck did you just build? Nah, what? Oh my god, it's rough. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do coaching notes after this, but I hate you for this. What the hell is that in your inventory?
I should have went boots.
No, but like,
Boots.
what are you turning this into?
I usually turn it into Riley's.
Leandries? Rylai's?
Sure.
No
Yeah,
way!
yeah.
No, 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 no. This is not a real item. Okay, let me paint the picture for you. How much does Rylai's cost? It's cheap, right? It is cheap, but it's 2,700. Am I trolling? How much
Give
is?
me, give me 1 second. Give me
Yeah,
one
you're
second.
good. You're good. I'm gonna
Not
go
aggro
find
right now.
other ways to flame you. Rylai's. LOL. Let me see. Let me see. 2,600. Okay, so it's cheap as fuck. But That's still fucking. Gunny's getting a big old banhammer after this.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Are you ready to get educated? Are you ready to see the
Yes.
light? Holy
Yes.
shit. Okay, so Rylai's is for Heimerdinger. Rylai's is for Zyra. Rylai's is for Annie, second item, right? Your job in this game is not to do damage. Your job in this game is not to debuff players. It's to buff your own players, right?
Okay. Yep.
Zeri's fantasy of being able to face tank the entire enemy team and wipe them is dependent on her having a health bar, right?
Uh huh.
Given and like the only reason to ever go Rylai's or Leandri's or something on Seraphine is because your team doesn't have any damage. You have Camille, Volibear, Victor, and Zeri. You have so much damage on your team. You just need utility, survivability, healing, and shielding, right?
Yeah.
So you would go Moonstone this game every time without question because it gives you haste, which is super, super, super valuable on Seraphine. It's one of her most valuable stats that she can ever get, right? And Riley has none of this, right? Your goal in this lane is not to kill them, so the Blasting Wand spike is not going to be utilized to achieve anything, right?
Okay.
Your job in this game is to scale. I want you to like look at these AP ratios. So it's 4 damage. Like if the Blasting Wand is going to hit, you're going to do a lot more damage. Milio has too much healing and shielding in her kit that you can never poke them down in a meaningful way, right?
Yeah. It wouldn't be like a good poke. Like he would
Yes,
heal it
yes.
back up
So
or
then,
negate it.
so then the argument or the thought process is, oh, I'm buying the AP for my shield. It's going to be a bigger shield. It's going to be a bigger heal. Look at the ratio on the heal and shield. So the healing, the move speed is 0.016%, right? So that's not, you're not getting any more move speed based on AP. It's
Uh
like
huh.
a very minuscule amount. And then the heal is 0.4%, right? So you're not actually getting very much increased healing or move speed based on the AP you get, and it's only 25% AP on the shield. So the shield is going up by, let's do the math. You bought 40 AP. What's 25% of that? That's 10, right? So you're getting 10 more shield on your W from an
Okay.
850 gold investment. Whereas if you got Kindle Gem, if you got boots, if you, I don't think you had enough money for boots. You bought a pot, you had like 900. So there you could go Kindle Gem, or you could buy
The
components.
boot.
But yeah, like Boots 1 and then like Ruby Crystal and then Fairy Charm. That would have been an awesome buy for you, right?
Do you think buying full bolts early is good too,
Yep,
or
yep.
no?
Yeah, if you had the gold, I would have said that would have been fine. Yep.
Oh. All right.
So
I think I should have gone that way anyways.
yeah, so don't go Rylai's ever again on Seraphine. It's not a good item for her, especially in the support role.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
only a mid lane item. And then so your rune setup needs to change, your summoner spells need to change, and your build needs to change. In lane phase, you need to auto attack a lot more, and you need to get your priorities straight, which like pushing and doing the dragon would have been infinitely more valuable than trying to kill these like unkillable champions. Right?
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
we're getting somewhere, right?
We're learning. Learning is occurring.
Yes, like I said before, if you could if you can absorb like 10% of this, you're gonna go places. All right, so again, you're hitting every skill shot. So if you just get like, if you get a better competitive mindset or like a better analytical brain, you're gonna go places. Your mechanics are like in a good spot. But right now, what you guys are doing, like you're trolling. This is never gonna work, right? You don't have setup in this lane.
Yeah.
All of this Chad time should have been spent either farming the camps to hit 6 or going top lane. Because you can't kill any of these laners. It was very ambitious to think you could, right?
Yeah.
So it's just about, yeah, like communicating in an assertive way. Holy fuck, wait, how did they both just kill themselves on you guys? Nah, they're full HP. What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you used Seraphine's mind control spell right there? Is that what I'm gathering?
The mind control spell.
Yeah, did you press like K on your keyboard and Gragas was forced to dive you under tower and kill himself on you?
That makes sense. I think he was trying to like burst me, but he didn't take into account my W, my empowered W.
Yeah. So you mind controlled him. So both junglers think that these champions are killable. They're not. Stop trying to kill people bottom. You're gonna fail for trying, right?
Now, to be fair for Chad, um, I know he was trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just rough. It was really really rough with with what we had. Basically, it's like we couldn't set him up properly. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Because you're draft though, right?
Yeah,
So
because of
that
the
sucks.
draft.
So the
So
only thing that I'd say you guys could do to like really blow this game open is bring the Seraphine on every objective timer, right? Because Volibear
okay,
has jungle prio over Gragas early, because of his fighting ability. So if he tells Zeri and Seraphine, okay, can you guys push on the Drake timer? You guys bring Seraphine to the river fight, and you fight the river fight 3v3 or 4v4 or whatever, and you take the dragon, right? And then you flip the map. You do the same thing at Rift Herald with Seraphine showing up, right? So this move would have been
okay,
really good if you guys were like on tempo with the objective timers, right?
yeah,
Because you guys contesting this is pretty impossible, I'd say, until Victor gets on map. Let's see. Chad's gonna go crazy here, isn't he? Yeah, this is really good. This is what you want. This is like Volibear or getting the utility from Seraphine. So this is fine. Go to your red buff, come back. Yeah, this is playable. What's going on bottom? Alright, let's
yeah.
show.
So we scared him off from it. I think here I spent too much time trying to scare them off. I don't know if me being here was a good.
No, it's fine. I think it's really good, actually. Oh, that was a baddie, but that's okay. And then just run back to Herald, right? Yeah, you guys should absolutely do Herald
Almost.
here. No, Chad. Because they're fucked, right? Like, in this situation, no mana, no health, and no health, no mana, basically, right?
Oh, and top has prio right now too.
Yep. Yep. So now's the
Oh
time
shit.
to actually aggress onto them. So you push out one more wave top, and then you go to Herald, and they can't do anything. And if they contest late, they lose. So you guys, like, all that work you just put in, um, is playing the war of attrition, because Seraphine has a lot more, like, uh, things that she can give to, like, Volibear, and, like, your team gets empowered by Seraphine really hard, right?
Yeah.
Um, Similar is true to Emilio, but you were here first and you did the hard work. The hard work's been done. Where's the reward, right? And you guys are saying
Yeah.
we don't want the reward by going there. Like, yes, your team scales, but I think this is like a huge misplay because this is like 300 gold of Rift Herald, and then you guys have like tower plates you can still get with that. So this was like a 500 gold move that you
Okay.
guys could have gotten. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
because
we end up leaving from here.
yeah. So just don't like um decide when it's appropriate to give something and when it's appropriate to be unrelenting and being like, okay, let's just like what my team used to do a lot is like if we decided it was our dragon, we would fist fight at the dragon, and if we were all low, like we'd go for like 2 for 3 or something like that. Like we would kill 3, they'd kill 2 of us. We just fucking base and run straight back to the dragon. Just come fight us. Like let's just keep doing it. Keep cycling it because we are favored in that fight, right? So don't
Yeah.
like if you think this is winning, force it, right?
Okay.
Because this is
Yeah.
winning for like so many reasons. There's so many good reasons, right? Can Zeri farm against Jinx if they're 1v1? Yes. Jinx will get plates, but that's like it's a trade that you're making, right? You have to
Yeah.
snowball this game to get Zeri to where she needs to be, right? You
Yep.
can't have them because they have way more snowballing options than you do. So you need to get something going with the Volibear pick. Otherwise, Volibear is kind of like not worth picking, right? So you create chaos and you
Question.
get the objectives. Yeah, what's up?
Um, assuming that we run a Zeri again, what would be an optimal pick other than Lulu
Annie.
with her?
Uh,
Annie? Annie always gets banned now.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah,
pull Annie
you had an
ban
easy
now.
answer right there. Let me see. Fuck. Uh, Let me open something up really quick.
Cause I have a lot of issues playing with her.
Yeah.
I am looking to pick up Lulu for comp,
Yep.
because the ADC is good. Like he's good. I could trust him,
Yeah.
so I could trust him to do things with his lead.
I hate playing with Annie as well because it's just it doesn't have agency in the early phases of the game, right?
Yeah,
So I don't like it either. So there's never a great support to pick with him. The important thing is the you're buying the Zeri what she needs to get to the point that she can carry, right? Because when she gets 3 items,
yeah,
she can kind of do everything. So if they lock a bunch of early game champs, like let's say you're playing into Nautilus, you should still pick Braum in that game. Like Zeri Braum is fine.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because you're offering. I'm gonna protect the Zeri. I'm not enabling her to like do more damage, but I'm making sure she can never die and she can get through
yep.
lane phase, right? So if you're playing into Kate Lux, you should, and you picked the Zeri already, like you picked Zeri blind and they pick Kate Lux, you should pick like Karma, I would say, right?
Just try
Um,
to basically to keep her alive.
Yes, yes. Like all the karma power is just being used to like trade waves with the Kate Lux to make sure that Kate Lux can't take 5 plates, right? Because if you go
Yeah,
Lulu there, you're not only kind of killable, like you lose the war of attrition, they will poke you down, they will take your tower plates. It's going to be hard to be effective in that game, right?
yeah, yep,
So yeah, I would say like Karma works. Annie works as your generic like playmaking, but also a little bit of an enchanter. In MSI, we see Rakan Zeri, which is really fucking greedy. Like it's really dog shit early. Same with or like Lulu Zeri to a similar extent of like it's really bad early, so it's really exploitable, right?
yeah,
So as long as you're like aligning everything with what your job is, right? Like you're picking this champion, you're picking Lulu because their early game is not tremendously strong, and I'm here to enable the Zeri later, and I'm gonna play safe, and I'm gonna just play like around objective timers, not like crazy fist fights for no reason, right?
yeah.
Then you're playing to a win condition that makes sense, right? Whereas if you're playing Karma Zeri, let's say you guys blind picked Karma Zeri and they're picking um, something hyper skill, like let's say you're what's the example? Um, they go
Like,
Jinx Lulu and you're Karma Zeri. You want to try and make the Jinx Lulu very uncomfortable because you're not the late game threat as much as Jinx Lulu, right? So
yeah,
you're more to create chaos early. Like you want to roam, you want to maybe set up tower dives, you want to get dragons on spawn, like this kind of thing, right?
okay, yeah, yeah.
So just yeah, analyzing your win condition and understanding what you need to do. All right,
All right.
let's keep going a little bit. Um, we kill top again. Why did junglers catch sideways on this patch?
I don't know.
What's that all about?
They want that gold, bro.
Yeah, because this guy's dead. Okay, very cool. Where are you? Building your fucking Rylai's, that's what you're doing. Drake is up in 46. Have you guys talked about... Oh, is this you being unrelenting like I told you? That's funny. Because you guys should get dragons. You don't want to give them second dragon for free. So you're playing for Herald. It's really late to be playing for Herald, so this should have been done a long time ago or not at all. Because now it's like... Actually, if you trade Herald for a top dive and top plates and like maybe even top turret, I think it's worth. But it's putting like the stuff that you have to do. It's extending the shopping list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now this Herald has to be greater
Here,
value than the second Drake, right?
we ended up talking about me going back and setting up for Dragon, I believe.
Yeah, because this is horrible. Because you never want to show up to an objective like super late and play retake unless you have like very, very good reasons for it. When I was saying like unlocking your Camille and getting these tower plates is like, because now your Herald's probably not even gonna get plates because you guys are delaying too much, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like really bad if they get the dragon because now they're the scaling team because they're the ones that are gonna threaten soul in this game and you're not. So you only have the comp that you have. You don't have like extra power from the dragon soul. What soul is it? Mountain.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have to get like a Giga Snowball going to warrant trading that second Drake. Because I think you guys could win that second Drake fight, but you were Giga late because of the Herald, right?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time top.
Yeah. But it would have been fine to spend that time top as long as you propelled your Camille ahead and gave your team an extended win condition, right? Because then you can win through side lane, right? And even
All
if
right,
even
yeah,
if you
yeah.
can't win through side lane, team fighting with Camille, you have like three threats, right? Because you have a farmed Victor, you have a farmed Zeri, and then you have a Camille that's Giga. So you got the plates. I think they all went onto Volibear, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Zeri got a single plate here. Yeah, Zeri did not get a single plate here, unless I'm trolling.
I don't think she hit it. I don't think she hit it at
No,
all.
no, it all went into Chad. So, uh, you got the plates. I wouldn't say worth though. I'd say love it.
I was trying to dance salsa on this guy, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. That should never be like you're aggressing in a situation that you can't aggress because your Zeri
Yeah.
had no HP, right? So this is only ever gonna be losing for you. Now you don't have flash. Oh, you're so dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind, you're
It
the
was
goat.
rough.
Yeah. So your early game snowball was really like mismanaged, right? Because you had a window to get Drake, you had a window to get Herald, you messed up each window enough that you lost two Drakes, right? Like that's the main takeaway from like what happened early game.
Okay.
Because as the Jinx Zeri matchup, you want to create a situation where Jinx can't contest Dragon and we can. That's like that's the dream scenario. It should be the
Alright.
inverse if Jinx is thinking about it, because Jinx is a better laner than Zeri, but you can beat these players because they're not as good as you guys.
No, we definitely could have. We showed first game how oppressive we can be when we're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, yeah.
Our first game was like stomp, like super stomp.
Oh my god, you're 5-manning mid. That's respect right there. Alright.
Yeah, the Camille dive. This was nice.
That was, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Camille was actively looking for nice dives like that.
Alright. Every time I press tab, I get fucking frustrated at that build. You are building Rylai's.
It won't happen again, I promise.
Because Chad, like any of your divers, like Chad and Camille, it gives you more win conditions if they dive with Moonstone, right? Because you're giving them like an extra entire health bar. Like Seraphine's so broken at that, right? Whoops.
Yep, empowered, W.
Yeah, exactly. So you have two win conditions at that point. You can dive or you can kite back with Zeri Victor, right? But Rylai's doesn't add any value to your comp because what Rylai's gives you is tankiness and CC, like more CC,
Yeah.
which like, nah, you have enough setup. You have enough of that.
I think here we were trying to set up, but we weren't there first, so
Yeah.
it got hard. I got caught out here.
Let's see. How could this have been prevented? Why? When
Oh.
did we base?
I looked at this play a little bit, and my mistake when I was looking at it is my pathing. Like, it didn't make sense for me to path into the river and into that bush where I died.
That makes some sense. What I want to say about this is, since your Camille committed to the dive, she's kind of initiated a type of gameplay where she's not playing to side lane. She's playing to get the group ahead, right?
Yeah.
So she's not playing for herself, she's playing for the team. I would say at this point, Drake's 137 away. You can still take control of the Drake. It has to be with Camille, though. She has to double down on, I'm playing for the team, I'm not playing split, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
because you can't face check, right? Like you're saying, oh, I fucked up my pathing. Who the fuck is gonna face check on your team? It's
Yeah.
it's Volibear solo or it's you, right? That's
Yep.
terrible, right? So if you pick Camille, you stand behind the Camille or the Camille Volibear, and you stand behind them. You can't lose, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, it's a team shot call. Someone says, "Are we playing for like Dragon?" I think you absolutely have to play for Dragon because it's third Drake. You guys have kind of like scuffed the early game enough that the game is in a really dangerous spot right now, right? So you sack top turret. This turret does not fucking matter. Cassante hitting on a tower does not fucking matter. You bring Camille. You bring everybody. You 5-man this, right? That's what I say in comp. I say let's 5-man this, and the only way to interpret that communication is bring 5, right? Instead of saying
Yep. Yep.
yes, we are playing for this Drake, because you guys definitely communicated this, right? You said we are playing for this Drake,
Yep.
right? That's not good enough. It's not specific enough, right? It Camille is like, oh, I have TP, right? Like she thinks it's okay to be here. Who's gonna face check and set up this dragon?
True.
Nobody.
Okay.
Right? Like you can't. You absolutely need Camille to walk there, to walk you guys in, to then pounce on a player to get the control. Otherwise, you're gonna do this and you're gonna die. Like yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
should have been mid here. It's kind of yeah. You definitely should have been mid here. You don't have flash. You can't play like that. But
Yep.
you don't have Victor. 30 seconds before Drake. Yeah, these TPs like this is my bane of like competitive play when someone says I have TP. That doesn't mean we insta win, right? It's better if you walk on the objective that's game winning or game losing, right? Because in this case, this objective is potentially game losing because now you're gonna play against Soul this game, right? Make sense? Oh my god. Oof. Casade's bounced. Yo, Gunny, you there? Or did you die?
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry.
Now.
My bad. I was saying that Camille was doing some work there, man.
Yeah, for sure. No, like you guys team fought this really well. I just say you won it for the wrong reasons, right?
Yeah.
And then from a micro perspective, when your team's like this low and you're just coming in off base, your first ability for your team should absolutely be your W, which it's still on
the
cooldown.
heal.
So
Okay.
you used it like back here for like move speed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. So I would say save that unless you're gonna use it right on the pad. Let me see.
Okay.
You used it now. Yeah, 28. So this is again. So okay. Oh yeah. So we have to talk about build and runes and everything. The other thing is skill order. So here's a generic concept. So on Annie, you put 5 points into E still, right?
Yes.
Okay. So on enchanters in general, so when I'm talking about um this applies to Karma, this applies to Seraphine, this applies to Milio, this applies to there's a lot of them. So that's why we say and Soraka, Sona, this applies to all of those. So in general, you want to be putting 3 points into your laning ability, which on Seraphine would be Q, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to put the rest of the points. You want to max the first ability that you max should be your best ability, the one that has the most impact, right?
So it would be the W, the heal.
Yes. So you should have stayed at 3 points Q, and then you max W because the amount of value you get from look at the cooldown decrease. It's 2 seconds each rank, right? So that adds up, and then if you have Transcendence, and then if you have Haste Boots, and then if you have Moonstone, you get a fuck ton of haste, right? And your WCD will go down from 28 to 16 or some shit, right? Like with haste after max rank. Make sense?
Okay.
Because you have
Yep.
0 haste in this build right now, and that's a huge problem. So that's like, you need CDR Boots, you need Moonstone or Shirelias, whichever you think is better in the game, whatever. And you need Transcendence on this rune slot, right? And you would have gone Giga this game. So then also, yeah, so when you arrive to the fight, your first thing when your team is this low should be the double W to refresh everyone, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because then from this point, you can look for staying on the map and getting Dragon and Herald and then getting off the map, right? That would be pretty beneficial for you guys, I think.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Because this tower is okay, but yeah, go to Herald. Okay, I like what you guys are doing. But it's just better Like, it's higher percentage if these guys are healthier, right? Okay, yeah, now you guys have an opportunity to grief here in the sense that if you stay on the map now and you contest Herald, it's really bad. So I think giving it
Yeah.
is fine. You guys are inclined to give it? Yeah.
Right now it
So,
was mixed because we were supposed to do double.
yeah.
Volibear thought he could take it faster, a lot faster.
Yep.
Uh, and I think if we committed to doing both the Herald and the freaking Dragon, we might have gotten both.
Yep.
But I think one of our guys was like, he has to go back. He has to go back.
Here's the problem. There's two objectives that are neutral, right? The Herald and the Dragon. And there's 3 objectives that your team is allowed to take right now. 3 options, right?
Yeah.
And it's Dragon, Herald, and Mid Tower, right? This Mid Tower does not matter.
Okay.
You are about to like super scale in this game, right? You're gonna get the Mountain Drake. You're gonna make sure that their soul win condition is not real, right? You're gonna get Herald, which means you can get this tower anytime, right? I would say Herald would be best used bottom because you can get 1 and maybe 2 with Camille side lane, or if you guys like 4-man it, right?
Okay.
But you guys look at the time you spend on mid wave and mid tower, and if you use that same time on Herald instead of going for mid wave mid tower, you would definitely get both, right? And you wouldn't have to give an objective bounty on it. So it was a really bad mismanage of resources here, right? Like this, look at all this time that you're wasting. I'm in 2 times speed right now, so you guys spent you guys spent a good like 30 seconds of your free time on mid and mid tower, right? And then you're like, ah, fuck, we can't get mid tower, mid wave, dragon, and herald, which is like you guys are trying way too. You're shopping for too much, right? Try to cut down your shopping list of like what can we promise the team, right? I promise you can definitely get dragon here. Can we get herald as well? Yes. Can we get mid tower, mid wave, herald, and dragon? Fuck no, right?
Mm. Okay.
So that's what is happening here. And this is really bad because it gives them a lot more control because they're going to be able to get another objective bounty on a tower from the herald. And that has an objective bounty on it as well, right?
Okay.
So this is potentially like a 2k gold swing, and they might even be able to find a fight here, which is really bad as well. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep going. So yeah, are they going to use herald here?
This game was long as hell, bro.
Well, we got a ways to go.
Oh man, it was like long.
Okay. We don't have to go late game if you don't want. We can cut it whenever and make notes.
There's one specific fight I wanna get into. But it's towards the end.
Yes. Okay.
So there's a couple places where we throw.
Yeah. This is a throw too. It's not terrible actually. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Ooh, nice try. Okay. Alright, so you're still winning fight. You should Baron, no?
Oh, I think we get a pick. I think. What do we do here? I don't remember.
Yeah, I really hate that you guys didn't Baron there. So we rewind here.
I think we called it and somebody had said something. Somebody,
So-
I can't remember.
So right now, you guys are 3v4, right? Yeah. 3v4. Can you Baron 3v4 with no Greg Assault? I think the
I
answer
think
is
so.
yes. Yeah, I would go for it. Because you guys have Leandries, you have Camille. Yeah, the Baron's absolutely yours if you guys want it. So it's all about calming, right? So if you can see it as it happens, after you win a fight decisively like this, just yell Baron and see if you can. Because you still have all the time that you walk to Baron to decide if you can or can't do it, right? So you get another kill. You can still Baron, but Victor goes bottom, right? And that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So as a team, you have to decide, like, are we playing for individuals or are we playing for the team? Because if you play for the team here, you can achieve the Baron. But Victor values the waves here, the next wave, maybe the bot turret, more than he values the Baron. And I think that's a miscalculation.
I think we said something. I can't remember. We had said something about Baron, and you could tell because we went to it and we were trying to see what's going on, and then we backed off of it.
Right.
So I think
Okay, we got
the
another
thought was
point.
there, but we ended up just not doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Because he shouldn't be side without TP, because one, Lissandra has TP, and two, he's more valuable in the fight than Lissandra, because he's so much stronger, right?
Yeah, he's super strong.
So he
Yeah.
shouldn't play. He shouldn't play to nullify his opposing member when he's the more useful one. Like you just saw that. If that's it, Baron, you guys just win the game,
Yeah.
right? Because now he can't help you guys, which is really troll. Oh, you guys lose the Baron. Oh, fucking no way. Yeah, you don't have
Yeah,
any way to
that's tough.
zone, so you have to turn with Camille. Yeah, just go on the Gragas with the Camille. Camille should just E over. What are
I
we
don't
waiting
think we
for?
know that he's there. Now we know he's there.
But yeah, you should still just E over. What the
I
hell?
think we were hyper focused on the Jinx, where the Jinx was.
Hmm. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. Then you lose a fight.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
where
your
shit
Victor.
starts to fucking flip.
Yeah, your Victor is kind of not playing to win at the moment. Um, you guys have like 10 different targets. What the fuck? And then Dragon's coming up. Oh no! It's a horror.
Nah, Camille said it that he was too far ahead. I remember this one.
Bruh, heal your team. In your downtime, just use your double W to get Zeri's health bar up. Obviously, it's better if you can proc Moonstone, but you don't even have Moonstone, so. But yeah, you gotta use your WW. WW is your best ability, by the way.
Okay.
So play like it is your best ability. It's piss broken. Everything else is to help your team. You don't need to ever double E in a fight because everyone else will likely already have received a slow or some form of CC. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Like Volibear's
Yep.
always going to be holding someone down. Victor W is going to be slowing / stunning. Like every team comp ever, you don't need to throw double W into or double E, sorry, into a team, right? The thing that makes Seraphine broken is going to win you every single fight is her ability to reset all of her team's health bars, right?
Okay. Yep.
So Moonstone or Shirelia's every game, double W proc and carry the game. That's how you win with Seraphine.
I'll definitely fix that.
All right, we're gonna hop a little forward a little bit. Okay, what's going on? Chad's on an adventure.
Go towards. Let's go forward a little bit.
Okay.
There's a big fight that happens towards the ending of the game.
So we want to skip the Baron as well. Yeah, I think this is probably fine from you guys. Would you build second? Shirelia's? That's not terrible. In general, dive comps, you should maybe look towards Shirelia's. And against poke comps, you should look for Moonstone. But what I'm saying right there is very, like, my feelings towards that fact is very different depending on the day. Like, I think Moonstone is good almost all the time, and I think Shirelia's is conditionally better. Right?
Okay.
So I think it should be
Yeah.
60-40 Moonstone versus Shirelia's. On Seraphine specifically, you should go Moonstone more. And then on things like Annie, because your job is to kind of engage, you should be going Shirelia's, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we want to go faster. How'd you Victor die? Is this the fight, or do you want to go farther?
I think This is not the fight. It's towards the end. Towards the end.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go here. You guys lost your Camille, and they're on to you. Jinx has GA.
It should be after this fight.
Like, you want me to go there, or you want me to watch this out?
You can watch it.
Again, there, mechanically, I don't think you got a double WF. And I think every fight you should play to get at least one WW.
Okay.
So
I think what I'm valuing a lot is my double E.
Yeah.
But I don't need double E if I have Riley's. So
Not like shake that too, because I don't want you to build Rylai's either. You don't need to double E ever, because you're opening R anyways, right? Like how good was the route that you just did anyways? Let's look at it like analytically, right? Does this target need to be rooted without getting R'd, right? So 1E would have done that, right? Like look at how brief he was actually rooted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 1E would have done the trick. So if you don't have Echo there, you can double W first to give Volibear the move speed, and then E1, yeah, E1 and then R. You know what I'm saying? Or you can WWR. You didn't have to double E there. Alright, so you're going for some fucked up backdoor. I love it. Yeah, your team seems to be very tunneled on side laning when you win team fight. Does that make sense?
So, yep.
So as the support, I just beg my team, like, we win 5v5, let's just 5v5. And then if you double W over your whole team, it's GG.
Look at this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This Victor's so strong.
Okay, so then you guys go for the base, right? Oh, what the fuck? What? 49. Wait, why don't you end here? Oh, oh, Camille doesn't have TP. Victor's not there. Okay, I guess you can't end. That fucking sucks. Holy.
Yeah, this is where the throw happened. Well, it's not really a throw. It was something like we kind of talked about it last night with everybody.
Oh.
Tension started to rise a little bit.
I got you.
But this is one of the parts I really wanted to look at, because I don't. I'll let you watch it first.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to say, just like another thing that I'm noticing, don't ever build this item until further notice. This item's not a real item. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, the heel cut shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to beg your
so
team.
You
have to beg your team to buy heel cut. You have to remind your team, like, hey, Chad, can you buy, whether it's Thornmail or it's Chainsword? It's probably not Chainsword on Volibear, but you have to beg your team to buy it because you can't buy it. This shit doesn't do anything. So in this slot, I would go like, I want to say Zanya's, but it's probably not even Zanya's.
But if we go what was that shit that debuffs the other person that's hitting you?
Anathemas? No, you wouldn't go that because it doesn't have any like heal and shield power on it. So Redemption would be really good here.
Oh.
And
Staff?
Staff would be okay. I don't love Staff as an item just because it doesn't give you the haste until you've used your heal and shield thing. So Seraphine wants reduced cooldown on her W, right?
Yeah.
So if she presses W, it goes on full cooldown, and then your team gets the ability haste and AP, right? So it would be okay here, it just wouldn't be great. Ardent Sensor, not terrible. I think Redemption is probably like your item here. If you're okay with using it. Yeah. But then on that second slot there, like when you're powering one item, I'm a big fan of either Zanya's or Cosmic Drive on Seraphine. There's your tech that I'll the secret tech that I'll tell you about. I love Cosmic Drive. Or you could go because I go tier on Seraphine sometimes as well. You could go the tier item second.
Okay.
Seraphs. That would be fine
Saracen.
as well. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
playing into dives, so if you get focused, you can die, and then that's not as good. So if you go Moonstone and Seraph's here, you can't die, and your team can't die, so you can't lose the game, right?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would
Yeah.
be really sick. So you'd buy tier on like first back, then you'd full power your boots and your so lucidity boots and moonstone, and then you'd build up your fucking seraph's item, right?
Okay. Yep.
That's what I would do. So I don't love the build. I don't love the runes. I don't love the summoners, but your mechanics are good. Your shot calling needs to like evolve to the point that your team gets more decisive, right?
Yeah.
So you guys
Okay.
trying to gank bottom? No, don't fucking do that against Milio. Get the dragons, get the heralds, and then what else was it this game? Um, Talk about five manning something instead of just we're gonna play for it. And
Okay.
like, because your team is playing as if TP is gonna make a difference when it's like Seraphine makes the game unlosable if you just five man stuff in general.
Yeah, because that all is fucking. Ugh.
Yeah. So again,
Hard to
you
deal with.
needed to double W your team here. What did you W? Oh my goodness. Okay, what are you Wing? So you're Wing to give Chad move speed to go in. When you're a kite back team, like I told you, you have two win conditions. You can play dive early game, but now since Sari's the strongest member in the game, probably, you need to play for a kite back, right? So you need to double W all the time.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think that's it. Like your best ability you use to give Chad a little bit of move speed so he could look for an all-in. You need to understand who's important in this game right now. Your 19 kill Victor or the 2 kill Volibear at 39 minutes, right?
The, yeah, yeah.
Because that
The
fight,
victory was
like,
important.
I know you're gonna resent like me labeling it like that, but you played around Volibear this fight,
Okay.
right? And that sucks. Obviously, you wouldn't want to consciously do that, but you are doing that right here with these clicks. Every click you're doing right here, you're saying a Volibear can kill one of your members, and that's not true, right? You need to be sitting on these guys, waiting, like holding your W with Echo, like your double W. I've said this like a thousand times, but you know what I mean? To make sure this
I'm definitely
dive.
gonna remember that.
What's that?
I'm definitely gonna remember.
Yeah. So if you stand like right here, and she goes in, and you just are on top and double W, Zeri's gonna be full HP. Half their team doesn't matter at that point, right? It's just, can Zeri Victor kill Jinx? That's the only thing that matters, right?
Okay.
But you played a little bit heavily towards the Volibear this fight,
Okay.
and your team got fucked, right? So the Q there is fine. You don't have the W, which is like super important. The double E, okay. I would have R'd on that too to kill the Lissandra, because now you're playing for Camille. And then Zeri can only reapproach if you have W for her. So, yep, we got a double W off. That's really good. She got big rooted, and then she's gonna get killed. Okay. And now Camille is diving.
Jinx was hitting free here
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
time.
But you don't have to deal with Jinx. You just need to deal with the dive, right? Because you
Yeah.
press tab and you say, is Jinx stronger than Zeri and Victor? And the answer is no, right? Make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
This whole fight was so bad.
And then it's unwinnable from there. And then what happens here? Is there a way back in? Yeah, look at your anti-heal item. You're gonna get depressed. Oh, that's a lot, but it's still, in general, it's fucking terrible.
This fight was the one where we had talked about. I think it's this fight. It's the last fight before the game ends, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's this fight.
So you're using W to engage. And when it's down, it gives Lissandra agency.
So pause.
Sorry. Yep.
So we were talking here. There's nothing like the mid laner was kind of going off on jungle about his positioning, but we had called for a pick, right?
Yeah.
Camille's far up, and Victor goes up a little bit too.
Yeah.
But I don't think he. Nothing against the mid laner, of course, because he's fucking good too. Lissandra just flash ulted the mid laner, and
Yeah.
there was nothing Volibear or anybody could have done about that. Honestly,
Yep.
like look at it. It's kind of hard.
Yep. So let's
'Cause
talk like macro, because you're saying we are wanting to get a pick, right? But they're
yeah,
5 on top of each other. No one's pickable, right?
yeah, and we
There's
don't see
no
that side.
there's no pick here. But how do you get people to misposition? How do you get people to spread out on the map?
Hmm.
You go to your side waves, right?
Oh yeah,
So Camille says, guys, I have TP, chill out. She goes here, right? She pushes 2 waves, right? When wave is here, she has control of this area. You guys hit Baron. What is the enemy team going to do? They're going to walk this way, right? Then Camille can flank and try to get behind the team and get Jinx, or Camille can split and TP, right? Because Cassante has to match Camille, right?
yeah. And that we don't have no towers. They don't have no towers. So,
Exactly. So she can threaten the end, right? So you guys could have
yeah.
easily won this game, but you're trying to 5v5 run at them when you have the advantage. Or you
Okay.
can create an advantage. Sorry, I misspoke. Right?
Right. I'm back. I'm back.
Very good. Okay. Let's take a look.
So the disagreement last night was they were saying that Volibear needs to be up to block the Gragas. And in the last fight where Victor had died,
Yeah.
to block the Gragas and block the Jinx from coming in. The rebuttal was we saw a pick on Jinx, and we couldn't answer the flash ult on Lissandra type of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just a big disagreement there. But I feel like I wanted to figure out what could we have done in this fight.
Yep.
Much different.
So the first thing, the setup, when we call for a pick, we need a pressure point. Like why would they put themselves in a pickable position? So like I said, the side laning, and then you hit the Baron, and then you turn, right? That's how to generate awkward positioning from them. And then at this late phase in the game, who's your strong members? So
Right now it's Victor.
right now it's Victor
Camille.
and actually Zeri, not Camille. Like Camille's decent, but these two characters are 1v9, right? I know you see 19 kills and you think that Victor's like everything, but actually Zeri has 6 items, right? So
Okay.
these two carries are going to carry you through the game at this point. At 45 minutes, the power usually shifts from the jungle, the support, the top lane to the hyper carries, right? Which is Victor and Zeri in this case. So to answer the question, can Camille kill Jinx? The answer is no, right? Because if Camille ease into Jinx, Cassante will body block, Gragas will body block, Milio will peel, Lissandra will disrupt, right? Jinx is unkillable. But that's okay. You guys can still win, right? The win condition in your fight is Seraphine shielding your entire team and Zeri and Victor hitting really hard, right?
Yeah.
And the way to achieve that is Camille and Volibear will posture. They will posture in a frontline scenario. They're not going to take free hits, free damage, whatever. They're going to posture in a way that dissuades Jinx from walking up. When Jinx is not in your carry's face, they get to free hit, right? They get to smack who they want, right?
Yep.
So I think the problem here was you guys tunneled on the idea of killing Jinx when it should just be let Victor and Zeri ramp, right?
Okay.
That should be the win condition, and that applies to a 45-minute team fight. That's why people aren't very good at it. So that's where I'll give you guys credit of like it's fine to make these kind of mistakes because you don't find yourself as in a 45-minute game very often, right? You haven't played very many games as Seraphine 45 minutes in.
This shit was long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this was where the disagreement.
So this is all good. This is all. You're a little bit too far forward. This is still maybe fine. Okay, yeah, he got one shot. So you guys have one win condition left, and it's Zeri. But you guys are probably calling to kill Jinx, right? And that's the problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It should just call to peel Zeri, play off Zeri, play like let her hit, that kind of thing. Because if anyone was calling to kill Jinx, that's not happening ever.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I see how that fight's losable.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was trying to explain that we couldn't do much about the flash ults on Lissandra.
Yeah, I'm trying to see why. Yeah, I think that version of their 5v5 is just winning, like when they get that line. So you see how the battle lines are drawn? This is where Epic Pen actually comes into handy. So right about here. Look at where the battle lines are drawn. Your front line's here and here, right?
Yeah.
And Lissandra has what's called bypass, meaning she can go through Camille, right? Because of the
Yep.
claw. She can teleport, right? They also have
Yep.
flash, but I don't know. I think they all flashed in the last fight. But then Victor has straight line onto Victor. That's a problem. Jinx is going to fire rocket in a straight line. That's a problem, right? So you see how the battle lines are all fucked up?
Yeah.
Like you guys have this like weird, I can't protect anyone, and they have bypass. So that's why you guys lost this fight, I would say.
Yeah.
Because right
Okay.
in this frame, you're not protecting your carry. Even though all of you guys think, like, oh, I'm buying space, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, you guys are all thinking that you're doing your jobs, and it looks like you guys can't lose from this point. Gragas is staring at your Victor, calling for his team. Guys, if I go in, can we pop him, right? And during all this time, Lissandra has flash, can absolutely get onto Victor. So he's saying, yeah, I'll go if you go, right? I don't know how the rest of the members can really go, but look, it's still like you're completely exposed. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So they're just saying, okay, then the Lissandra goes first instead of the Gragas, but the Gragas will act as follow up, right? Where's your front line?
We're
They're
all the way back.
completely, yeah, your battle lines are just fucked. So taking this style of a fight only works if you have Seraphine R. I think that's the only way taking a fight like this works, because you would throw it into the choke right now, and then the follow up is cut off, right?
Yeah.
Also, double W, super important. You don't have it this fight because you used it to like speed your allies up, right? He needs it as soon as the Victor needs it as soon as the first instance of damage comes down, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to buy your team space, you pop Shirelia's just for fun because that item is like it's good. The item's good and functional without the active, right?
Okay.
So if you want
Yep.
to go, just pop that shit. Like I would say Moonstone is good 60% of the time or even more on Seraphine, but if you're gonna build that item, just pop that shit. Whenever you think there's an angle, pop that shit. Whenever chat is saying I can go, but your battle lines are all fucked up here, and you don't have your shield and you don't have your ultimate, so you can't actually save your guy. So you're not leveraging. You guys don't aren't leveraging any power, and that's why you guys lose this part of the game. Because Victor went full glass cannon, which is absolutely correct here, if you guys play around him properly. Like Volibear should probably ulti right. He should probably just ult right here, right now, right? Just to get in the way.
Okay.
And then Camille, what does Camille have? I think she used a lot of cooldowns already. I think Camille should probably prepare to just take a path there as well once the chompers come down. I didn't see when they came down actually, so yeah. But this doesn't work. You need to go.
Yeah. This is where we lost.
It looks so fucking yeah. It looks unwinnable. I think they just had a better opener in a point that you guys were positioned in a really fucked up way, right?
Yeah. And I wish I had R for this fight.
Yeah, but even still, your W is as like it's an ultimate ability. It's fucking insane. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna exit this game. We're gonna make some closing notes, and then I need to play some goddamn solo queue. You know what I'm saying? All right. So first thing, Seraphine versus Seraphine Zeri versus Jinx Milio. Can't kill. Play to scale. So rune setups need to be Transcendence, however the fuck you spell that, and Gathering Storm, right? You know what I'm referring
Yep.
to with that.
Yep. Yep.
Free boots and biscuits. You already had the biscuits, but I'm just writing it so that you know what secondary to take. Um,
Biscuitry.
yep. Wave control equals objective windows. So what I mean by that is after you push and base, when you get back onto the map and you can push, you can set up dragon. That kind of thing. 3 points laning ability, max best ability. And so what this means for Milio as well, Milio is 3 points E and then max W,
Okay. Yeah.
because W
That's
is
what
her
I've
best
been going
ability.
with that.
Yeah, and then same with so Karma would be 3 points Q max E. Um, Lulu's a weird one. I think Lulu's 3 points E max W, but I typically max Q E because I like to fight, or like the shield gets bigger.
Okay.
But I imagine it's probably the same thing. I think it's 3 points that, 3 points E, and then max W. But in general, 3 point laning ability, max best ability. Double W is game winning ability, as in your team can't die without it, so you need to save it for the best use, right?
Okay.
Build is CDR boots into Mythic, Moonstone most, Shirelias sometimes into okay, build a CDR boots into, and then I'm gonna put tier in brackets because you don't always have to go tier, but you can, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you sit on a tier mythic, and then you go into the Seraph's item, and I'll put that in brackets because you'd only do that if you bought the tier. And then if you don't, into Cosmic Drive, or Zanya's probably, or Redemption. Any of those are good. What else? Any other notes from that game? Um,
Um.
talk about 5-minning an objective. And what I mean by this is not always just leveraging TP, right?
Okay.
Sometimes walk and sack an outer turret. Because in that game state, you guys were on third Drake, like they would have got their third Drake, which is really fucked up, and you don't want to lose. So you need to 5-min it, you need to walk, and you need to be willing to sack a turret for it. Um, when or to close out the game, use side lane pressure to draw the 5 stack away from each other. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
then TP flank, or Baron start and turn. That's how you macro in the late game in the current meta. So
Okay.
I'm going to copy paste this to you. I will, then I'm going to do my regular broadcast,
Oh yeah.
and then we can go from there.
About to see some Mumu gameplay.
Yeah, bro. Any other thoughts or anything?
Uh. No. I think we covered a lot,
Okay,
and I think it'll help in the long run, anyways.
very good.
Appreciate it, bro.
I will respond to you after stream regarding this message that you sent me.
Yeah. I
Okay.
got you.
All right. Cool. GG's. If you can, like I said, if you can absorb 10% of that, get your champion rune setups. Like, if you ever have questions about what champion runes or items or skill orders or anything, like, please come by the stream and ask. Because
Got
I've seen you fuck it up enough times that I'm like, fuck, man, he's actually gonna win. You're gonna win more, and you're gonna stop messaging me like, fuck, man, I'm underperforming. I need to get better. All this shit. Like, you're gonna have much less of that if you just build and itemize a little bit more optimally for the situation you're in.
you. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right, bro. I will talk to you
All
later.
right, man. Later, brother.
Later.